Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be another episode of us playing and analyzing our rapid games, and we're just gonna get right into it. We're at 2180. Hopefully we could get a good streak and get to 2200. Okay, he plays this knight c3, which is inaccurate. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but oh wait, never mind. He's playing a Jabava London. Oh, you can do this. But I thought I wasn't going for Jabava London with this setup with Bishop f4. Yeah, if you're not gonna play the Jabava London like this with Bishop f4, you shouldn't be putting your knight on c3 because it blocks your c pawn. Because in d4, d5 positions, um, you do want to you want your c pawn to get involved fighting for the center. Yeah, I played this knight b5, going for c7, which is fine. If I recall correctly, c6 should be fine, c7, c5 is also good, but I want to play solidly today. Okay, goes knight c3. I don't think I'm really too worried about this bishop a6. I mean, sure, I'll open the b file and get the bishop there, so I don't think damage to my structure is really significant. Okay, he goes for it. Sure. I don't know if this is a good trade or not, but we'll analyze. Kinda the beauty of analyzing, yeah. Okay, plays bishop g5, which I don't know, kinda strikes me as a slight waste of time. Let's quickly capitalize on the open b file. And maybe we'll have some queen a5, bishop b4, knight e4 ideas. Okay, I could play queen a5 here, probably. Knight e2, knight e4. And then you can, okay, so queen a5, knight e2, knight e4. Let's say for simplicity's sake, bishop h4. I mean, but then I play bishop b4, no? So he has to play bishop f4. So when I play bishop f4, he takes my rook. So okay, let's calculate. So queen a5, knight e2, knight e4. Bishop f4 is pretty much forced. I can take. He has to take with the pawn. If he takes with the knight, I take. So queen a5, knight e2, knight e4, bishop f4, takes. This pawn is pretty weak. I think he's fine, no? He just, whereas, like, yeah, I kinda don't see my big plan. Let's just castle, yeah. Maybe I should have went for that, actually. I don't know. Oh, queen f3. Okay. So bishop e7 is a move. e5. It's very tempting. He wants to damage my structure, but I don't care. This does not intimidate me by any stretch of the imagination. I believe that bishop pair is uh, it supersedes the damaging of the structure significantly. And since I have the bishop pair here, of course I will open up the position because we discussed in the last video that bishops like open space, whereas knights like a closed position. For example, maybe he would like to land a knight on c5 here. But okay, still a position, still have to play chess. Okay, okay, position is getting complicated, but I do think at the very least the black poses the practical problems in the position. However, my structure is terrible. With these doubled A pawns and F pawns, I could take, could play E4, but that kind of feels very counterintuitive. Wow, that traps his queen by like a hair. He has queen h5. If I can't play queen c7, setting up queen h5, then he takes on f6. Okay, so how can I improve my position here? Maybe king h8, rook g8, bishop g4. That feels very slow. Queen c7, he takes queen e7, sure, but knight a4. Okay, I'm running low on time. I'm going to play king h8 and if knight a4, knight c5, maybe this knight isn't really doing much on the c5 square. Plays queen h5, very logical decision. He's targeting f7 and g8 takes, queen e7 looks logical. Oh, I get his idea. He wants knight g3, knight f5. Sure. Okay, let's go queen e7. If knight g3, um, we'll figure it out. So, excuse me. In today's video, I did want to speak about mental health a little bit, because as humans, everyone faces challenges, and oftentimes the battles of mental health, they often go unnoticed. Wait a minute, we have to think a little bit here. Yeah, is Queen e6 really worth investing this much time? Very tricky position. Yeah, I have no clue what I should be doing here. So rook g8, knight f5, it's a fork actually. So why not rook g8, knight f5, takes, rook g5. So rook g8, knight f5, bishop f5, queen f5, rook g5. And after the queen moves somewhere, I play rook g8 and I try and take and figure it out. Honestly, that's the thing that makes sense to me. But yeah, about mental health, I've noticed something is that, you know, oftentimes we are capable of greatness. We are capable of doing, beautiful things. As individuals, we all have our own skill sets and talents and, you know, bright things each and every one of us is capable of. However, we tend to get into our own heads. We tend to quickly, you know, neglect our, like, we tend to self-sabotage ourselves out of the field with our own crippling self-doubt. I have no clue what E4 is. I have no clue what's going on. For example, I believe that there are many people who, like, for example, they may want to major in like a STEM major, like, some science or STEM major, but they get into their own head. They're like, well, of course I'm not smart enough for this, or there are better people than me, or I could never do that. Or there you may have like authors You may have like brilliant authors, some people with, brilliant ideas, a fascinating view on the world, or, just maybe someone who's a very good storyteller with a very nice imagination. Um, and they say, oh, well, I could never be an author. And so the world loses on that author. Does Queen e4 win? Very complicated position, no clue what I'm doing, but just play Queen e4. Queen c8, Rook g8, we'll figure it out. And that's my point. If we just allow ourselves to, you know, gaze into the lens of imagination every once in a while, and perhaps reject uh, the lens of, what we perceive to be objective. He just hung his queen 70 different ways, and he resigns. Good game to my opponent. It's okay, we all have moments like this. I blew a +4 advantage against my hero, so I should not really be talking. But yeah, we're gonna analyze the game. But, you know, I was saying if we just, stop, criticizing ourselves or looking at our own flaws excessively. Of course, you should look at your own flaws with reason, but if you just allow yourself to just give yourself the chance to do something great that maybe you think you can't, but maybe if you allow yourself and you allow your spirit and soul to be free for this idea you have, well, maybe you actually can do it. So, to everyone who's watching this and is struggling with, something they want to do, or they're struggling with self-doubt, or, they have a big dream that they want to do, but just feel, frozen. Um, I believe you can do it. I believe if you put your mind to it and you really work hard and you observe things through a different lens than people see, and you don't listen to other people's opinion on your own dreams and your own goals and aspirations, you will probably do great things. And on the off chance that you don't accomplish your dreams, well, at least you end up a warrior, no? Isn't that what warriors do? They go to war, even when they are shivering and scared. So yeah. Anyways, d4, 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 d5. Excuse me, I have to flip this. Is this on? Yeah, I'm recording. Cool. Um, two inaccuracies, one mistake. Sure. d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6. This is annoyingly loud, so we're gonna mute it. Bishop f4, 6, b5. Where's bishop b4? Doesn't that just lose c3? Oh, this is a nice idea actually. Yeah, but I kinda don't like my bishop here. Looks stupid. What does the engine think? It's the opening. I think knight a6 is okay. Yeah, c6, it's a solid move. I had to think about bishop e7. Probably should have played bishop e7, but I mean, again, doesn't really matter. Bishop d6 apparently very slightly inaccurate. Why? Oh, knight f3. Bishop takes, and yeah. What should I have done? Just knight c7. But I thought about this, but I was like, well, where's my knight going? Knight f3, okay, bishop b4, let's say a3, takes. Knight b5, c4, knight 5, queen d2, knight c3, and knight b4. A little above my pay grade, but sure, okay. My minutes, point 3. Oh, and the taking here is the best move, but bishop g5 is an inaccuracy. b8 is the best move. Castling is fine. Engine gives a5 because the engine wants to force this knight to e2. Because if knight f3, I play bishop a6 and you can't castle. And you have to move backwards. I thought about it. I thought he just plays knight e2, but I missed that he wants his knight on f3. Forgot about this idea. And yeah, he played queen f3, and rook e8 apparently is inaccurate. I don't understand why queen a5. What if he takes? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. King d2, you just take on b1. King on e2, just take on c3. Wow, alright, I didn't see that. Now I know there's this queen a5 idea. I thought rook e8. I think rook e8 is, probably the best move from a conceptual standpoint. Because your ideas in the position probably should loom around e5 and c5. Because you should open the position if you have the bishop there. e5, okay. c5 is also fine. The engine wants queen f6, and it wants this because you have the bishop here in an endgame, which are notoriously strong. But I thought my structure was too damaged for this, and it's minus 0.2. So I was partially right, but yeah, my black is slightly better. And I think it's because you have too much compensation. It's minus 0.3 because of the open b file and the bishop here. And it's the position is going to open up soon, and if you can get c5, you'll have a beautiful center. Sure. G takes is also the best move. Cool. While king h8 is the best move. King h8 is the I don't know what I'm doing move. And yeah, I guess it's prophylactic. Gets out of the way of many online checks and ideas. Queen a7 is inaccurate. Engine wanted, oh yeah, of course, yeah. I could just chuck this. There's no reason to be worried about this. Yeah, I just play rook g6 and knight g3. Wow, rook b7. That's beautiful. Queen is shot. Wow, wow. I didn't even begin to see that. Rook g8, queen f7, rook g6, d takes, f takes, bishop pair, open position, and a slaughtering attack. Wow, didn't see that. Played queen e7 and rook g8, and wow, turns out I was correct. The problem is why I'm kinda down on myself right now. Because if this was a classical game, I would spend like probably 30 minutes just deciding on taking the knight and then do something else completely stupid and lose my advantage. Whereas just in rapid, when I just not even trying to find the best move, I'm trying to find, the practically good moves. I'm doing amazing. But yeah, it's something I'll work on. Takes, g5, queen h3, g8, intuitive, g3. Here I had no clue what to do. I played e4. Engine wants me to take. I don't know why. I thought giving him this was stupid. Why am I doing this? Uh, why can't I just play f5 here? Oh, because there's a 4. No, I take, excuse me, 92. Yeah, oh, okay. I think I get it. Okay. You take, and play f5 because this pawn no longer here guards the f4 square, so you can play f4 and you make this pawn on d4 a target. And if he ever plays f4, now he has weakened himself significantly. Cool. Kind of above my pay grade, but it's fine. Takes. And yeah, taking on passant was the best move. Or it was one of the best moves. Okay, g6. Queen e4 is an inaccuracy. Because he plays rook bf1. I thought I'd take on c2. He just goes rook 1 f2 and I have nothing. Queen b1, king g2 and I have nothing. Got him up a pawn though. Knight c3. Yeah, the engine thinks I can't do this. It gets too much activity. So the reason why queen e4 is wrong is because you're not threatening to take the pawn, really. You're threatening the rook. After you defend it, you kind of wasted time, because now your queen's target. So what should I have done? It's plus 0.4, so I don't want to spend much time analyzing. Rook g4, cutting off the queen's side to d7, so maybe you can play queen e4. Alright, yeah, but now this doesn't make much sense because he already moved his rook. So king g7, and this is kind of prophylactic move. Sure, then he played queen f5 and I won. Cool. Alright, let's keep going. Playing this gentleman, or this gentlewoman from Indonesia. So I'm going to play e4. Maybe we'll get another Sicilian today. I'll have to play an Alpin maybe. Yeah. I don't know. This is why having the King's Indian attack in your repertoire is kind of a chore. Because, okay, let's say you get to a certain level where you play the King's Indian attack better than all your other openings. Now you're stuck playing the King's Indian attack when you are significantly, or when you are not feeling particularly like you're tactically aware. Sometimes you just cannot play tactical positions, or okay, game is aborted because you're too tired, but you're stuck playing King's Indian attack. Okay, 22. Alright, yeah, what? Very high rated player. Wow. Oh, come on. The black pieces again? Sure. Okay, Karakan. 1e. Oh, yeah, this line. Queen e2. Oh, okay. He plays this bishop d3 line, which according to my memory is inaccurate, because knight d7, knight f6. Yeah, there was a line here with queen e2, which was really popular for a while. Now I don't no longer see it, and I really hate that line with queen e2. So much theory, and I always mishandle the positions there, or I tend to not play very accurately. Bishop d3, bishop e4 is kind of inaccurate because after knight d7, knight f6, which is intuitive, either he moves the bishop and wastes time, or he just gives me the bishop pair for no reason. And black kinda has no problems. Or I do have some problems because my development is not amazing. I think if I just play e6, bishop e7, or bishop d6 and castle, I should have no problems. What do you think? Do we still go for the Soviet-style chess? with this bishop e7, or do I go more active? Bishop d6. Okay, I'm going to play bishop d6, and my rationale is that he wants bishop f4. So I'm going to play this queen c7, while kind of playing this in a very sophisticated way, stopping bishop f4. So now, if he plays knight e5, I'll probably play f6, and he still, if he plays bishop f4, he'd lose the bishop. I could castle, knight g5 is kind of annoying. If I castle, plays knight g5, play g6. I've weakened the dark square significantly for no reason. So maybe I should start with h6. I mean, he did play h3, so I'm not wasting too much time, yeah? Yeah, let's do this, and let's castle. But now playing f6 is very, risky. Oh my, come on, man. This guy is... This is the guy you play who, when you're sleep deprived and kind of want to play solid chess, and he had like 20 cups of coffee before the game. He wants bishop h6 and knight g5 ideas. Okay, what do I do here? c5, then bishop h6. Am I really gonna play f6? Do I really want to make this giant weakness? I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think, because the bishop pair here, like I have the bishop pair, and after queen f7, my light squares are perfectly fine. And I'll play bishop d7, rook e8. Doesn't want me to play c5. Could I play e5 maybe, but that looks bad. Queen f7, but then bishop f4 is kind of annoying. Then g5 and I win. Alright. Queen f7, a5 maybe. This position is so difficult to navigate. At least for me, I find these positions difficult. Maybe in classical it would be easier, but when someone is attacking you in rapid, it's kind of hard. So for a4, he wants c4. Yeah, but I'm never too concerned about c5, like ever. So a4, c4, am I concerned about this? Probably not. He's opening the position by the bishop here. So let's play a4, completely locking this down. What's this? I kind of don't want to commit to b5 at all. Bishop d7, knight c4, bishop c7. That looks fine. Sure, because if I really want to play b5, I'll play b5 whenever I want. Oh, look at that e5 one, right? Oh, wait. I thought, okay. e5 takes, I have f5. Then queen d3. Tragic. Rook e8 and play for e5 or f5, f4 maybe. I kinda really wanna play f5, f4, I'm not gonna lie. I kinda really wanna do that. And I think this whole idea was to play bishop f4. Okay, let's trust our intuition. And f3 maybe. I should trust myself. f3, queen takes, pawn takes, rook takes. Knight e5, I take. Alright, don't have time. Really? Seriously? Mm, no. Yes. 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 You can't take on d7. What? No, but I have mate, yeah? Queen f2, king h2, queen. What? Okay. Guess moral of the story, trust your intuition, yeah. I don't know if this was brilliant. I mean, this is probably like wrong, 100%. I thought queen h5, then this. Takes, takes, takes. And he gets slaughtered. Yeah, check, check. Bishop g3. Wow, that's... Oh wait, never mind. He can just take my queen. But look at this. This is checkmate. Let's analyze. But yeah, look at that. We win one more game. We're 2200. So maybe we'll make it after all. And yeah, for those of you guys wondering, the line I was referring to was takes, knight f6, queen e2, takes, 97, bishop c4, knight f6, 95. If I take, I get mated. So queen e2, oops, e6, sorry, blocking this, queen e2, b5, he can't take, he loses a piece in a long line. Bishop d3 is not trendy, though it's very venomous, and positions here are very difficult for the black pieces, in my opinion. Bishop b3, queen c7, d4, bishop d6, and there's, theory here. I won't bore you with the details, but for example, bishop g5 is usually met with knight d5. Perhaps not in this case, particularly because there's takes, so probably castle. But yeah, there's always knight f7, annoying ideas. But yeah, now after knight d7, knight f6, Ah, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Trivial. Or not trivial, but yeah. Of course, you want to trade. You have the bishop there. Of course, yeah. You open the C file. I wanted to trade queens, but I just didn't see queen d5. Like I thought about this. Yeah, of course, because yeah, I'm gonna bore you guys here a little. But in this queen e2 line, there is a line where after like there's a line where the queen goes to f4 and you play queen d6 somehow to trade, or like some line. I forgot what it was. I forgot the line, but yeah, this is not the first time I see an idea like this. But yeah, I should have played queen d5. But it goes from minus point 0.1 to point 0.4. But in classical, that's extremely important, in my opinion. Well, not extreme. Okay, anyways, I'm talking too much. d4, queen c7. h6 entrances, castles. I was worried about knight g5. I saw f5. I didn't like this weakening, but I did think about doing this, but queen e2 and engine wants me to chuck a pawn for no reason. Yeah, why would I ever do this? Bishop pair. Brr, what? Seriously though. Castles knight g5, g7. I mean, is there really no alternative? Okay, do I have to sack the pawn? Can I just play rook f6? q1, queen e7. Oh yeah, of course I take, yeah. Okay, yeah. I could have gone for this. This makes sense. And then knight f3, bishop b7. Alright. Oh, there's bishop g5, so h6 maybe. Sure. e3 and c5, open the position, bishop there. Sure, makes sense. Yeah. I didn't want this weakness on e6. Look at that, f6, it's the best move. Wow. 7. Yeah, I thought about allowing b4. I wanted to fight back b6. I was really worried about this. But yeah, bishop a6. I kind of felt like my bishop belonged on d7. The engine agrees. But I'm analyzing something that's changing point 0.3, point 0.4, so it isn't significant for a rapid game. Oh, wow, 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 wow. f5, queen d3, f4 is the direction I want to go in, but I should have done it with b5 because the knight is trapped, and after knight d2, f5, queen moves, f4, bishop is trapped. Wow, I didn't see that. Maybe if I paid more attention. Yeah. And yeah, I guess, I mean, in classical, I don't think I would ever do this. I would overthink it severely, but this is right. Like from this position, f4, f3, this is the best move. After queen f3, takes, which was what I was calculating. This is the best way to go according to the computer. 95, I thought takes, and should be 8, and this is falling, so here. But this is probably a draw because of the opposite colored bishops and the structure is basically the same. He played 95. Again, what if he took? What was I going to do? I was going to play queen h5 probably. End of 95, take, take, and rook f3. And chuck this bishop and take. Allow this with a check, play king h7, and after bishop f4, rook e8, queen d7. Alright, sure, makes sense. Kinda, but it's a little above my pay grade again. Sorry, I'm kinda obsessing about this, because sure, alright. Takes. Yeah, this was takes. I can take. This was surprisingly accurate, and I correctly calculated that he gets mated if he takes my bishop. Cool. Should I play one more game? I don't know, I'm really scared. Well, let's try and get to 2200. And look at that, if we win this game, we exactly get 2200. Alright, e4, e5, e3. Maybe we'll get a scotch. And that won't be old scotch. Okay, he takes. Alright, sure. I've been looking at this a bit. I used to play a variation with knight b3, but I got destroyed over the board, and yeah, I never really understood exactly how I should play the positions with knight b3. And this is theory. Those of you wondering now, bishop c4 because knight e5. This is theory. Yeah, the thing about the scotch is that it's intuitive enough to where you play theory without realizing it's theory. Yeah, hopefully you can get a win. I don't know. I forgot what I should be doing here. Like if he plays d6, wow, d5. Hmm. I think he lost a pawn, no? Yeah, I think he just lost a pawn. Because if knight c6, queen c6, oh, never mind. Knight c6, queen c6, and then what? Yeah, no, he doesn't lose a pawn. However, he allows knight b5. Very tricky position. Let's, do I trust my gut here? Let's trust our gut. Play knight b5. If he takes, committing c7. If he takes, I will take with the f-pawn. And c7 is hanging. And d5 is hanging. White does have queen g5. I can take on c7. can take a check. I can play king h1. He can play rook b8. I can take. Ooh, I completely missed that. Completely missed that. I'm in trouble. Wow, good move by my opponent. Yeah, I think I'm just losing. Sucks. 92. Chuck this pawn and hope for the best. But if I take, he takes on e3. And if I take, he takes. And he's throwing a fork. Oh no. Wait a minute. Never mind, doesn't work. Alright, I'm gonna chuck the pawn and hope for the best. But I'm clearly worse. However, maybe, he can take. I can play queen c2 and bring my rooks and try and pressure this pawn, and if f5 can try and exploit the weaknesses on his king, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, not the best start to the game, but I've had worse. Takes maybe a4 to play knight c4, but that looks terrible in every single way. Wastes too much time, and the configuration of my pieces is stupid. Maybe I don't know what he's really thinking about. Oh, he's gonna disconnect. I hope he disconnects. Well, no, not really, because the win isn't deserved. Alright, sure. Let's quickly play queen c2. Can play bishop f5. Can play rook f4. Can play knight g6. Oh, okay, he can do that. Why isn't that? I think that may be very slightly inaccurate, though I could be wrong. But I look for the first time, I think ever, we're up on time. Yeah. No. Oh, really? Like, really? Yeah, you can just do this. Sad. So how do I not lose? Yeah, I've had better positions in my life. But look, we'll make it work. Maybe I can get knight f1, knight g3. Pressure. With pressure over here. But look, let's try our best to maintain a time advantage. But you know, something's telling me I'm going to win this game. I don't know what it is, but something's telling me I'm gonna win this game probably. Um, I don't think he wants to take because I take and open up the file. Is that accurate? It's gonna damage the structure like this. No big decision taking here. This knight is very strong. He opens the b file. He can move his bishop. I no longer have queen b3. I did. No, let's just be uber solid. Uber rook f1, f4. I take, he takes, and he's turning e3. Okay, what if I take and play c4? And if knight b4, I play queen b3. And if rook b8, I play a3. And the knight is trapped, so he has to go back, but then I take. Very tricky, very complicated. I don't know what's going on. No clue what's going on. I just hung e3. I just hung e3. I just hung e3 with a straight face. Oh, no, no. Why did I do that? Well, that's frustrating. But we're gonna make the best of it. We're gonna play queen b3. We're gonna target his knight. And we're gonna pray. Look, we're down 2 pawns, but he has doubled c pawns, and you know, it's a complicated position, and he doesn't have much time. Okay, I saw that. Now I can take, maybe, and bishop f3. But that's kinda like forcing it too much. So I can play knight f1, maybe. Man, this is horrible. I have to be honest. What if I play g3? Yeah, this is bad. Really bad. If he takes, I take with the rook. Because if I take with this rook, he has e3. And if I play rook f3, he plays bishop g4. I resign. Okay, my rook is trapped, so I have to trade. Yeah, this is comically bad. B8 is coming, but it wouldn't hurt to. Wow, E3 traps my rook. Wait, no, it doesn't. Okay, let's try and pressure. And if rook b8, I'll play queen c2 or queen a4. Okay. Maybe I have a miracle with g3 ideas. Probably don't. Yeah, 100% don't. Well, time is ticking lower. Time is ticking lower and lower and lower. So let's try and create chaos. Let's try and make the position as complicated as we can. Let's check for those of you who are wondering. Let's play queen a4. Oh, I just blundered a queen trade. What is wrong with me? What am I doing, man? Oh, wow. This is playing horribly. Okay, wait. He actually gave me a little bit of hope. Because now I don't have to trade queens. I'm still losing, of course, but okay, well, that's. Oh, wait. He takes on b2. He's threatening mate. I was gonna take on f4, but. And mate is unstoppable. Yikes. Uh, that hurts. I'm gonna save this pawn because I don't see an alternative. Yeah. But you know, maybe he blunders with rook d2. Or rook d2 doesn't even blunder. Yikes. Yikes. Rook d1. Oh, I'm just lost now. Yeah, rook g2. I'm mated. Oh, okay. I can resign now. But he did have checkmate. Yeah. Terrible game. Horrible from start to finish. Only thing good I did was a list theory. Right. Anyways. e4, e5. Yeah, this is all theory. And wow, d5 not only is the best move, but it's the most played move by like masters. Wow. And I played knight b5, completely missed queen e5. Yeah, I just got outplayed. Should have taken on c6 after queen takes. The problem with this is that it felt too solid, and the position felt really dry. Because, okay, for example, 92, yeah, you can take, queen c6, and it's point 1. This is just a draw, or like it's very, very hard to win because there is no imbalance in the position. Same structure, same pieces, just going to be a draw. But yeah, sometimes you can't win them all. I thought about bishop e3, did I? Well, apparently, yeah, he has just 95 here. So yeah, should I just took? Should have not been stubborn. He caught me with queen e5. And yeah, I was right, a6 is not the most accurate move in the world, but it's fine. And rook f2 is stupid. It's dumb. Man, how do I... Oh, I don't know how I didn't see that. Well, I feel bad about myself. This is like trivial. But yeah, it's fine. Sometimes you're not feeling all the way there. Bishop c4 maybe. Bishop e6. Oh, I just take, of course. Knight e5, knight take on c6, and no, knight b3, sorry. Knight b3, and this is playable. This is playable because you actually get your rooks and you get knight d4. And this structure you could target in the future. But yeah, I played rook f2, which allows knight d4, and I took and hung up on. Should have probably played knight f1 or bishop c4. Knight f1 is miserable. Yeah, bishop c4, bishop e6, and I wouldn't take because this is death. I can resign if I take, even if the engine says it's minus 1.2. Position is not complicated at all, and okay, let's say knight b3, or like he plays queen d6, and if queen d2, he plays c5, and good luck ever winning this position. So yeah, c4 hangs e3, and it's just resignable. And knight f1 is just too passive. Yeah, well, that's why bishop c4, bishop e6. I mean, I wouldn't take. I really, really wouldn't take. But what's the alternative? Knight f1? Yeah, I would play knight f1. I because if you take, it's practically impossible. Whereas knight f1, like knight b6, bishop e6, queen e6. Okay, at least you can try here. Like a3 maybe. All right, engine disagrees with everything I say, and I disagree with everything the engine says. But look at this, like the engine is saying queen b3. Like, why am I trading into an endgame where I'm lost? or I'm just like worse by a lot. Like I'm just begging for a draw. Like I'm just going to play the entire game trying to make a draw, which is fine if it's like classical, obviously. But I don't know. What was I even analyzing? I forgot. Yeah, I was analyzing why I was an idiot and hung this man. Okay. And I'm an idiot, should have played bishop c4. Sure. Now f1 is dumb because he has knight g4. Traps my rook, and I have to trade. Engine wants queen c3, but again the engine can shut up because I'm not gonna trade here. This is just dead lost. Um, yeah, there's really not much you can do here. Like even like rook b1 maybe goes to me rook b8, but it's just lost really. And c4, c5 blunders queen d5. Yeah, horrible game. Horrible, horrible game. Yeah, I should have played queen a3. I was like, ooh, I'm so smart. I'm gonna take, he's gonna take, and I'm gonna take. Then I realized he has mate in one. So queen a3. Yeah. And then I promptly lost in the end. He played rook c2. He had mate. That's alright. And that's gonna be the end of this video. This video has went on for way too long. But thank you to everyone who's watched, and I hope you learned something new. And I hope, if you were struggling with self-doubt or something, I hope my, you know, um, words of encouragement helped at least brighten up your mood and perhaps inspired you to do something. So thank you and bye bye.